You see this thing called step parenting, step mom, step dad. I've come to the conclusion that it's not everyone that can be a good stepmom or stepdad to another person's child. So don't feel guilty if you think that you cannot love another person's child as much as you love yours. It is okay. I'm here to tell you that it is okay. If you want to find out more, stick around and we'll be right back. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Ujumpa of Ujumpa Unravels. If you're new, welcome. Kindly click the notification bell so you are alerted when we upload new videos. If you're already a subscribed member or family member, we'll say thank you. We'll see you. We appreciate you. Dankeschön. Okay? So the topic of today is step parenting. I remember a girlfriend of mine usually says, I don't want to marry a guy that is divorced or a widower because I don't want to be stepmom to any child because I don't think I'll be able to give the child my best. I used to wonder, what kind of statement is that? I mean, they are just children and innocent. Why wouldn't you love them? But I didn't understand that it's not everyone that have the capability to love another person's child as much as they love theirs. And it's okay. You see, this step parenting thing, it's not easy. And it's okay if you think you're not able to do that. And it's okay if you decide not to marry a man that have children already because you know you don't want to be a bad mom or a bad stepmom. So it's better you avoid it. As against lying to yourself or going with the society that it's okay now. Maybe if I say I won't marry this guy, they will say I'm mean. Let me come marry him. But you know in your heart of hearts that you're going to be very mean to this child or to these children. And you come in there and maltreat them. That is not fair. You even see some women who are not able to have their own children and they go on to adopt. And maybe after the adoption, they get pregnant and have their own children. They will now begin to treat the adopted child or children as house help. And you keep on wondering, you were the one that needed a child. You went through the process of adopting this lovely child and you were treating this child good. And before you know it, you got pregnant and you have your own biological child. And this adopted child automatically becomes a house help that you maltreat. I don't understand the rationale, but I think I've come to a point to accepting that most people are not capable to actually love another person's child as much as they love theirs. And there's nothing wrong in that. For me, where I would find an issue is when you know you've searched your soul and you know already that you're not capable of loving another person's child as much as you love yours, and you still go ahead to marry a man that have children. Perhaps their mom is late, or perhaps their father is late, and you're a husband to this woman that has children, and you begin to maltreat them or abuse them. That is where I find a huge problem with this. So for me, it is better you say, I can't do this. Yeah, I can't see this young, pretty girl blossom and see her as my daughter when I know I'm not the biological father. I don't know what I'm able to do, so I don't want to be in that entanglement. And then don't marry their mom. Just leave the woman alone. Or the other way, you know you're a woman that, you're not able to love another person's child as much as you love yours. You know. And then you go marry that man and you are a horrible mom to these children. It's not fair. So when you set your soul and you know you're not able to love another person's child as much as you love yours, the best thing you should do is just run. Don't marry. But if you eventually marry, you gotta stick it out. It's so unfair because I see a lot of step parents that molest children and you keep on wondering, where is this person's conscience? Or maltreat these children. I keep on wondering, where is this person's conscience? That actually kills me when I see situations like that. So I would prefer if you honestly tell yourself that, maybe I'm wicked, call me wicked. And because I know I'm wicked, I don't want to be in that situation. That's why I don't want to be with this person that have children already. It's easier. So when you marry that guy that doesn't have a child, or you marry that woman that doesn't have a child, both of you will have your own children. And then whatever you do, that's your own business because they are your biological children. As against knowing that you're incapable and you still go on after all and then maltreat or molest them. That is unfair. So I think the first step before getting married, if your significant other have children already, is for you to sit down and ask yourself if you think you're capable of doing this. Because having stepchildren, some people might not even molest or maltreat them, but there will be clear distinction from the way they treat their children and their stepchildren. So for instance, their children might go to private schools and the stepchildren will go to public schools. I think for me, that is a no-no. So if you decide to carry that man's baggage, or if you decide to carry that woman's baggage, you should actually know that all of them are your children. So let's say you have 2 million naira to send your 2 biological children to private schools, and you have 4 children in total, 2 adopted children or 2 stepchildren and 2 biological children, and you have only 2 million, which can cover only 2. For me, it's better you split it into 4. Look for school that the fees are 500K and put the 4 of them in that 500K school, or don't be with that partner, so that when you marry your own husband or your own wife that don't have any children, both of you will just have only your 2 children, and your 1 million will be enough to train these 2 children without anybody feeling shortchanged or anything like that. But if you decide to carry that, it's not a baggage actually, because children are not baggage, but if you decide to carry those children or adopt those children that your significant other had with another woman that is deceased or they're divorced, then you should actually know that all of them are your children. So whatever you give to them, you should give to your children. And it shouldn't be a case of them. They are all your children. What you do to your biological children is what you're supposed to do to those other children. Because life is so funny. You might be shocked that those adopted children or stepchildren might even be the ones to take care of you more when you get old. Again, you're not doing this to be paid, though, at the end of the day when you get old. It is an unconditional love you're supposed to show to your children, whether or not they reciprocate when you're old or not. But there's something so beautiful when your children grow up and they're doing well and they come back to say, thank you, mom, thank you, dad. I mean, I believe every parent will want to receive that from their children. So because you don't know this life, what it can turn out to be, those children that you maltreated or those children that you abused might end up being the children that would save you in future. So imagine what happens if they remember that you didn't take good care of them or didn't treat them well. The opportunity you would have had would just leave just because. So for me, there's nothing with being a little bit kinder. There's nothing wrong with being a little bit kinder. There's nothing wrong with being fair. You see, this fairness and equity, you must apply it in marriage. Whether the husband has children before, whether he does not. You see, whatever you do for your own mother, you should be able to do for your mother-in-law. Whatever you do for your own sister, you should be able to do for your sister-in-law. That is when, and again, some people will say, I will do it for them. Do they do it for me? Does my husband do the same thing? In this thing called marriage or union, it's not easy. First of all, let me put this disclaimer. It is not easy, even for me that is saying it. It is not easy. But whether it's easy or not easy, that is what should be done. So most times, you don't even look to the other party to say, it's only when he does it that I will do it, or it's only when she does it that I will do it. Shall do what you're supposed to do. So you've decided to be with this significant other that has children, right? Or that have children, right? You gotta do what you gotta do. They are your children. You might be shocked in future how this act of kindness, how this act of equity or fairness would bless you in future. You see, when it's hard for you to do, kneel down and pray. Ask God for wisdom, for grace to be able to do it. And guess what? When you genuinely ask him, he will give it to you. And when he gives it to you, apply it. And when you apply it, he will bless you. It's not easy. Remember, this page is for us to unlearn, learn, relearn, and unravel life together. So I'm here to tell you that my own opinion or perspective about step parenting is, don't do it if you think you're incapable. And then when you eventually do it, try to stick it out. Try to be fair to both your biological children and the children that you got because of marriage. Yes, your stepchildren or adopted children. Try. Pray if you think it's hard for you. I know for some people it comes natural. Some people have that kind of large heart. Or some people it takes them a minute. So try. As again saying, they are not my children, I beg. Do the needful. Ask God for grace and he would bless you. I've never seen a situation where one asks God for grace and God gives you the grace and he leaves you at the end of the day. He will still bless you, and you will see when he's blessing you. You will know that this is God answering your prayers or paying you back because of the good you did. So please, I'm begging you, step parents, please, if you know that you cannot love another person's child as much as yours, please don't marry their mom and molest these children. They don't deserve it. If you know you cannot love another man's children like yours, please don't marry that man and maltreat those children. They don't deserve it. Please, and if you eventually do it, ask for grace to be able to stick it out till the end. Love them and your own biological children equally, because that is what is expected of you. Because I see all these molestations and all these abuses and I keep on wondering, this is unfair and it should stop. A little kindness is what we need. Please. Okay, I think I was a little bit dramatic here with explaining this. But anyway, that's how I feel. We should stop this molestation. It doesn't make sense. And all this wickedness and meanness just because we feel that they are not our biological children. They are kids, for Christ's sakes, and they're supposed to be blessing from God. Please, let's stop this. We could do better. Anyway, till next time, guys, remember to hang in there. The best is next. See ya. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.